Welcome to the round 2 review for AFL Fantasy. It's George from Fantasy Take TV, and we'll also touch on our Sportsdeck team at the end. So this week, or actually we'll go to what we scored. Obviously, you can see here, traded out Laird. Terrible, but at least we got Zeeble, but we'll touch on our trades in a second. We scored 2008 and ranked 35k, which is not great. It's very terrible, actually, but hopefully we can make up a bit of ground over the next few weeks. Just too many misses, I think, in the starting team, but a few things are not too bad. So we'll see how we go. But our trades for last week. So just quickly, these prices are this week's prices. So, when I did the trade, Laird was 1.2. I think like Zeeble was 570. So just thought I'd point that out. But we went Laird to Green. I just feel like Tom Green was a must-have the way he was going, and we traded out Bytel to Zeeble. So obviously getting rid of Laird, who scored 140. Really, really bad. But I think because of the pricing system, he had the 50 in his 5-round average. So I thought it'd keep coming down to maybe like 950, 940k or something and just get him back. Follow the break-even game. But I guess, we lost our main captain now, which is not great. But we still got Andy Brayshaw, who's got a nice fixture coming up. So not great, but I think that at least we made a lot of money. This trades netted us about 100k all together. Brought in Tom Green, only the 90, but it's whatever. I think he'll bounce back. I brought in Zeeble. So at the time, what's his ownership? 7.6. So last week it was under 3% when we brought him in. So I think that's the best trade in we could have made last week. I guess Setterfield as well. One of those two, but very happy with Zeeble given his price. So happy with that. Traded out Bytel. The annoying thing with Bytel is now that Steele is out, Bytel, if he's all good, he might come back in, but they still got Ross and Winhager there as well. So I just figured I didn't really know how he fit into the team, but now there might be an opening if he can get in. But I did want to reverse these trades, to be honest. I wasn't quite set on these trades, and because I moved Tanner Bruin into the midfield, I couldn't reverse. My trades were stuck on Thursday night, which was a bit bewildering because, I don't know. The interface is just very weird. Whoever the developer is who's made this needs to lift. So I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I sat there for half an hour trying to figure it out. I asked people on Twitter. No one could figure out how to fix the reverse trades. And I think Xavier Ellis on Moreira's Magic's podcast had the same issue, I think, because he moved Tanner Bruin into the midfield and he couldn't reverse his trades. So we were stuck with those trades, but there probably would have been something similar. But regardless, that's in the past now. So we'll start with the defense. So Doherty, not great. I really like Andy McGrath. But I think the problem is just they brought in Ambrosio. Redmond's very attacking. Ridley will still take a few marks back there. Nick Hine had heaps of touches in the VFL, so maybe him or Ambrosio keep playing. And then, there's just too many plays back there. And I only brought in McGrath when they dropped Ambrosio, and they brought him back in round 2. So I don't know. I like him, but I think this might be 84, 85. That might actually be what he is. So not really. He's made 3k, so just a bit of a nothing pick, I think. But just too many plays back there. I really want to get rid of Baker. I know he scored 100, but I know a 50 is around the corner. So it was nice to get something from him. But he's sort of worrying, and I would like to jump off him next week. The midfield, then the bench as well. Cowan's fine, he's making a bit, and then Chesser. Don't know if he'll get a gig next week. He doesn't look. I don't think he's a good player at all. Even though he's missed footy, he just doesn't run to the right spots. Doesn't have a contested bone in his body. Here's what it is. So probably the worst ever 76% owned player in the history of the game. Andy was good, 120 as a soft matchup. So I think with Andy or the Fremantle have got such big issues at the moment, and their midfield isn't really firing at all. I think Strong not too bad, but Brody's CBA's dropped and O'Meara's O'Meara, so they don't really have much going on there. And at least Andy plays West Coast, who doesn't have the best record on, but I think they've tagged him in the past, where I don't see them tagging him this week. So happy with Andy. Jack Macrae, I hate to say it, but this might be the end for Jack Macrae, or I think the end was probably late last year. there's the combination of, well, the CBAs dropped, which were terrible. I think with CBAs, I can see him doing 100 plus definitely, but he's just not, doesn't on the eye look like the old Jack Macrae. Kind of did in the preseason, but yeah, I don't know. It's just not Jack Macrae anymore. So he was a trap, fortunately. Yeah, is whatever. But honestly, with Treloar out, no Dunkley, I didn't see 40% CBAs coming for Macrae. That's very strange. But yeah, they got hammered, and Daniel in the midfield failed. So I don't know if they persist with that. Hopefully they put Macrae back in against the Lions, because he usually likes playing them. I spoke about Green. He was all right. 90 just want a bit more. Gordon, I didn't see that game, but that's fine. Tanner Bruin is the priority trade out. He lost 3k, so as bad it is for mid prices to fail, like they're mid prices, so they might not lose too much money. Warple was good, Ashcroft was good, and Cam McKenzie CBA's dropped, which isn't great. Ollie Hollands, I think I feel decent fielding him next week, and then Davey, hopefully he holds. And in the ruck department, so Wits 84. Draper's generally been a hard matchup for him, but I think he should get a Geelong ruckman this week. It should be a bit easier. We held Cherry, still at R3, so all this money at R3's really hurt the rank, but I just wanted to jump off the high break even of Laird, kind of, and yeah, Samson Ryan's in, so we can get him in this week, and Rowan bounce back. So I probably should have got rid of Cherry last week. Should have done Cherry to Ryan last week, and then Bruin to Zeeble, but hindsight is 2020. And then the forward line was Dunkley is a little disappointing. I didn't watch the game though, so I don't really know. But yeah, last week wasn't super great either. Taranto was our VC, and we just took it. Should have seed Andy, but I think we take a 108. Rosie was okay, copped the head knock. CBA's dropped. I think he'll be up again next week. And yeah, Zeeble, just watching him last week, just chip mark, and defending well as well, but just getting a lot of easy points. So the points come easy for Zeeble. So he's a great pick, and I think he's must-have, to be honest. But even though he's 32, I just think the role he has is fantastic. And Sheasel as well. Everyone has him, so not really much to discuss. And then, yeah, for this week, we had to field a rookie in the forward line just for 1 week. And, yeah, it was not really much in it, to be honest. Noah Long, I think he's okay, just not scoring much. So we'll go to our trades for next week. So getting rid of Cherry and to Samson Ryan. So I think Ryan will hold his spot. I don't think he'll make much. I think he'll make like 150k. Just needs to kick goals, but he gets a little bit of ruck time, which is good. And he can take a decent contested mark. So hopefully he takes a few marks, should be good. And we get ruck cover, although we don't really want to field Ryan at any point. But like if we need to get a downgrade option, for example, we can swing Ryan to the forward line. And if there's nothing available, we can grab like a Madden loophole. So we actually have a proper loophole. And then Setterfield, I think, is must-have. I think, yeah, 90% CBA is pretty crazy. I don't think that'll hold, but I think it'll be like a 70+. So if he does keep getting, 85+ CBAs, then yeah, that's pretty mad. But you'll grab Setterfield. So I feel pretty comfortable with these trades. I have to get rid of Cherry, and it's cool that there is an option this week, so we'll get Ryan. And then, yeah, Tanner has to go 100%, and then we'll get Setterfield in. So that's how the team's lined up. So 100k in the bank. We'll get, hopefully, Laird. I think Laird's break-even's like 140 or something. So if he can drop a little bit more, hopefully, if Drew can tag him or whatever, and he drops like a 110 or something, then we can grab him next week for an extra 20k discount. We'll see how we go. So in terms of the worries, I guess probably, I don't know, maybe next week is our last week to finalize fix-ups before we can start upgrading. I'm not too sure, but I think defense is pretty trash. Weak D6, Baker's unreliable, McGrath's a bit whatever. I'm okay fielding him, like I'm okay holding for now, but he has to go eventually. And Doc's been very disappointing. Still gets enough cheap stuff, I think, but hopefully he gets a bit more this week. But yeah, tough matchup last week, or intense game against Geelong. I think midfield is fine, just Macrae has to go, and I feel comfortable fielding Ollie Hollins, 320. Yeah, 327k. So yeah, he'll make a bit more money. Very happy with that pick. Ruck line is fine, and forward line, I love the forward line. I don't think you can get much better than this. Maybe Cogs over Dunkley, that's about it. So, or yeah, just Cogs somewhere. So I'm very happy with the or with that setup anyway. Very unhappy with 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, Doc's fine, but yeah, McRae, McGrath, Baker, they need to be gone in the next 2 weeks, all 3. Or actually, maybe hold McGrath, but with the ruck line, I'm happy with Witts. He's made a quick 50k. Has an easier matchup this week, but like with Tim English, the worry I have with English is he's made a glass, and even though you'll be able to trade him out, if he gets injured in upgrade season, then you're behind on upgrades. So that's why I didn't want Tim English. I think he'll miss a game without a doubt at some point, whereas I think Witts will keep playing and do a reasonable enough job. Maybe he does like a 90, hopefully like a 95 or something. I'll take that. And English probably does 105 to 110. So what's English doing? 116. Maybe he even does more than 110. I don't know. But yeah, that's the team. Yeah, again, Baker, sweating on Baker, McRae and McGrath every week is not fun, but everyone else is fairly stress-free. Maybe Witts a little bit, not as reliable as English. So hopefully the gap isn't too big there. And then Sportsdeck. Ranked 2k in this, so not great either, but so our trades are, we're getting rid of Chesser for Liam Stocker. I think Stocker's going to explode in price. Get rid of McRae for Setterfield, bank the money. I think McRae's done as a premium, I think. And then just a combination of Bevo and just getting on a bit. And then Zeeble in for Bruin, which we actually did last week, but we just cancelled just to save a boost, which was dumb. It cost us 60 points. So I think the Sportsdeck team's very, very strong. No Chandler, unfortunately, but at least Green and Pedler will make a little bit of money too. I think Green, did he kick 0-4? Or was that last week? I can't remember. So I think the scores will come with Green eventually. Just a bit of a slow burn. And yeah, happy with the setup. Got Flanders on the bench this week, so we'll try to do something with him next week. And we've got 200k in the bank, so hopefully we do something there. But I think that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.